Okay, hello. My name is Jennifer,
I'm Rocelle.
and we're back to doing our vlogs again. I'm back from vacation. Oh.
You know you love the warm weather we have here.
No, I don't. Okay, so I'm gonna let Rocelle go first this time. She probably doesn't want to talk about that.
So it's been 2 weeks since we did a vlog, and I've had a pretty terrible couple of weeks. I'm still trying to work through the kinks of gastric bypass, as well as work through my own personal food kinks, and a lot of it is intermixing and causing me to have a lot of issues when it comes to food. So the very first week, I'll be brief because I don't remember actually that far behind anymore. I just had a lot of issues with vomiting that week. I barely ate. And then the week after that, which was this past week, was the worst week yet. I was throwing up once a day almost, a couple of times, twice a day. And it was really to the point that I was barely eating anything, mostly just having protein drinks because I couldn't eat, and I was afraid to. I was terrified to put any food in my mouth because I was afraid that I was going to end up puking, and it's just not a good feeling to throw up after you've had the surgery because you have to, in a way, force yourself to do it because what you'll feel is a pressure. And that pressure will slowly build, and you'll keep getting excessive saliva in your mouth, and you'll have to keep spitting it out because you can't swallow it. It's like impossible to swallow. It's like your throat is closed. And then you'll kind of start gagging a bit, but you won't physically puke unless you kind of force yourself to. So it's not a good thing. I don't enjoy it. I've been trying to figure out what's causing it, if it's the food, because sometimes I can eat certain foods, and other times I eat that same food, and I get sick. It's like nothing makes sense. So, and on top of that, I have my own little food kinks where I make my children dinner, and I'll pick up little pieces here and eat that. I'm not really supposed to do that. And I get bored, I'll walk out into the kitchen and grab a couple of crackers, put some butter on them. Not supposed to do that. You know, just things that I could get out of the habit of doing that would probably help, but I'm having a hard time working through those old behaviors because that's what I used to do when I used to get bored. I would eat. When I was upset, I would eat. When I wasn't doing anything, I would eat. So I'm trying to fix or rectify that, so to speak, and figure out this gastric bypass because the last 3 days, I have had no issues, except last night. Before we went and saw the movie, I ended up throwing up my dinner. And I don't know what caused it. I have no clue, because it was fish. I've had fish 100 times since the surgery. And I got halfway through eating it, just a couple of bites, and I got sick. I wasn't able to finish it. And I was hoping the feeling would pass, and of course it did not. Sometimes it does pass, though. It's not always, but sometimes it does pass. But this time it was like, no, bitch, I'm not passing. So I ended up puking, and it was not something I enjoyed. And then I had a protein drink at the movie, and then I was fine. And then today, I actually had an egg, something I haven't been able to eat in a long time, because every time I've eaten an egg, I've gotten sick. I was actually able to have an egg, and I had a couple of crackers with the egg, and a quarter piece of orange, which I wasn't sure how the orange was going to go down because it's got a lot of acid in it. But I didn't really have any issue. It was just a wedge. And then for lunch today, I had some cheese and turkey rolled up together, and half of a Nutri-Grain bar, and I think that's it. But I was able to eat those things without any issues. And then tonight I had 5 tater tots, a fourth a cup of salad, and 1 piece of bread toasted with some homemade sloppy joe turkey, with ground turkey. And I just actually finished eating that, and I didn't have any issues. So I'm at a loss. Sometimes I know my vomiting is from eating too fast. When you have gastric bypass, you have to eat slowly. It should take you an hour or more to get through your food. The problem is I have 3 small children. I don't always have an hour to spare to eat food. So I'll eat too quickly and I'll end up. But other times, I have no clue what causes it. So, because I barely ate last week, which I'm going to be honest, I really did barely eat last week. I lost 5 pounds. I have not been exercising because I've had a lot going on. It's not an excuse, but it's been difficult to keep up with exercising this past week and a half. So I've been out of the loop with that. I went for a walk today, and it felt amazing to get that blood flowing again. I had to stop taking my low pressor. They gave me a low pressor when I left the hospital because I was having a racing heart. It wasn't because of blood pressure. It wasn't because of blood pressure. And basically, the low pressor was making my blood pressure too low. And every time that I got up off of the couch or off of anything, the room would kind of tilt, and around the edges of my vision, everything would kind of go black and blur. And then it would come back, and I would have to steady myself before I could walk forward, otherwise I would fall. So I went to the doctor, and she took my blood pressure, and it was like 82/50. So it was really low. Normal blood pressure is 120/80. So that was like really low. So I'm not taking my low pressor right now. I haven't had any of those heart issues since I quit taking it, but that's making me a little nerve-wracked because I'm afraid that the heart issues are going to start up again because I'm not on the medication anymore. And I've been dealing with this since I had my son 2 years ago, and the low pressor has been the only thing keeping that stable. So I'm afraid now that I'm not taking the medication that is going to start up again. So they diagnosed me with weight-induced tachycardia. Basically just means that you get heart palpitations for no reasons because you're fat. And now that I've lost close to 100 pounds, I'm 11 pounds away from I've lost 89 pounds. So now that I'm down more, hopefully that has fixed itself at this point, so I won't need the medication, but I'm a little nervous that it's going to come back. So I've been a little nerve-wracked with that, but other than that, like, the last 3 days have been good. And I did see my bariatric clinic. I haven't seen them since week 5. And I did talk to my doctor, but they didn't have a lot of answers for me either. They just said some people that have this surgery tend to have some issues in the beginning with vomiting and things of that nature, and that it'll work its kinks out. My main problem right now is my future. I'm worried that down the road, once things do work their kinks out, that I'm going to have a hard time bouncing back to this, not doing what I'm not supposed to be doing. So basically, I need to work on changing those habits now while I can't do them. So when I do have the option to have those habits again, I don't fall back into them. So I'm trying to work on that. And that's about it. I'm down to 265. That's the smallest I've been since I was 9 months pregnant with my oldest daughter. I was 268 when I gave birth to her. So this is the smallest I've been in 7 years almost. Wow. So that is something to be very happy about, and I am. And I've started to enjoy things again, like going out to the bar and dancing, and I haven't drank anything yet. I'm on the line with that. I'm not sure what I can drink or should drink, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to.